Welcome to today's explainer. If you've ever felt completely bogged down by manual math, literally punching numbers into a calculator just to type them back into a spreadsheet, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're completely transforming how you work. We're going to transition from you doing all the heavy lifting to letting Excel do it for you instantly. And it's all about mastering basic formulas.
There's a saying that Excel only truly becomes powerful when you start using formulas, and it's so true. Instead of calculating numbers manually, Excel can do those calculations instantly. That's the whole shebang right there. Think about the hours you've spent double-checking your math. Handing that job over to the software doesn't just save time, it completely eliminates human error. A simple grid of boxes suddenly becomes an absolute powerhouse tool.
So, here's our quick roadmap for today. First, the magic equal sign. Then, understanding cell references, followed by basic math operators, how to actually edit those formulas, and finally, a quick practice activity to lock it all in. All right, let's dive right into part 1, the magic equal sign. First things first, let's define what we're actually talking about. A formula is simply an equation used to calculate values automatically. I like to think of it as the engine under the hood of your spreadsheet. On the surface, sure, you just see the final number, but underneath, that formula is constantly humming, ready to update the exact second you give it new information.
Now, here's the crazy part. The golden rule of formulas comes down to a single keystroke, the equal sign. It is literally your ignition switch. Every single formula in Excel absolutely must begin with it. If you just type 5 plus 5, Excel treats it like regular text. It just sits there doing nothing. But the moment you type equals 5 plus 5, Excel wakes up, runs the math, and boom, gives you 10.
Moving right along to part 2, understanding cell references.
So Excel identifies data using a grid system, which works exactly like map coordinates. Every cell address is just the intersection of a column letter and a row number. Column A and row 1 meet at cell A1. Column B and row 3 meet at B3. C and 5 make C5. It's incredibly logical, right? You're basically just pointing to a specific address on the map where your number lives. And this right here brilliantly illustrates why cell references are a total game changer. If you statically type equals 100 plus 50, Excel gives you 150. But if your data changes later on, you have to go back and manually rewrite the formula. No thanks. Instead, we use dynamic references. We tell Excel to add whatever is in A1 to whatever is in A2. If A1 changes to 200 tomorrow, your formula automatically updates the total to 250. You don't even have to touch it. Using references is what makes your spreadsheet actually come alive.
Okay, part 3, basic math operators.
Let's see how this all builds together, starting with basic addition. Let's say we have 5,000 sitting in cell B2 and 2,000 in cell B3. To add them up, you select a new cell, type your equal sign, click B2, type the plus sign, and click B3. Your formula simply reads equals B2 plus B3. The instant you hit enter, Excel instantly calculates that 7,000 total.
Subtraction works exactly the same way. Just swap in a minus sign. Say we have 10,000 in C2 and 2,500 in C3. Our formula is equals C2 minus C3, giving us a crisp 7,500. And honestly, this simple minus sign operator is going to be one of your best friends. It's absolutely crucial for day-to-day things like calculating gross profit, finding remaining balances, or deducting your expenses.
Rounding out our basic operators, we've got multiplication and division. For multiplication, Excel uses the asterisk symbol. So equals A1 asterisk B1 multiplies those two cells together. And for division, it uses the forward slash. Equals A1 forward slash B1 divides them. These four basics, plus, minus, asterisk, and slash, give you the power to knock out pretty much any quick calculation in your daily workflow.
Up next, part 4, how to edit formulas when you make a mistake.
We've all been there. Luckily, there are 3 super easy pathways to edit a live formula. First, you can simply double-click the cell with the result and your formula pops right back up. Second, if you're a keyboard person, just select the cell and press F2. Or third, click the cell once, look up at the top of your screen to the long white formula bar, and type your edits directly in there. Whichever way you choose, just hit enter and Excel updates everything automatically. Let's bring it home with part 5, a quick practice activity. Let's set up a quick mental scenario. Imagine a spreadsheet where in one cell we have an income of 50,000. Right below it, in another cell, an expense of 30,000.
Using just those two cells, I want to challenge you to practice building 4 specific formulas. How would you calculate the total of the income plus the expense? How about the net, doing income minus expense? What if you needed to project double the revenue, calculating income multiplied by 2, and finally, income divided by 2? Definitely take a few minutes later to practice this yourself. Actually applying it is how these operators truly become second nature.
So, let's quickly recap our journey today. We covered what formulas actually are, the automatic calculating engines of our spreadsheets. We saw why the equal sign is your mandatory ignition switch. We discovered how cell references make everything dynamic and responsive, and we walked through addition, subtraction, and the core operators that let you calculate anything instantly.
Now that you've got these foundational building blocks in your toolkit, your days of manual math are totally behind you. But it does beg a pretty exciting question. You know how to build basic formulas yourself now, but are you ready for essential functions? That's where Excel starts doing complex, multi-step math for you using just a single word. Think about it, because we're going to explore exactly that in our next explainer. See you then!